Hello everyone, this is Enoch. I am currently in Calvin Presbyterian Church, and I'm very thankful to be able to record a service for you for the month of July. You will notice that I am a little bit sweaty. It is 90 degrees in the sanctuary, so please excuse me if I am glistening at times. The purpose of this video is to just give you a unrehearsed, off-the-cuff introduction of who I am, just so you feel more comfortable with the person that is leading the service, and so also so you get to know me as a brother in Christ and the journey that I've been through. So I'm going to quickly bring you through my life in a flash. So in '97, I came to Canada with both my parents, and I've been here since. I came at the age of 9. I was born in '87, so I am 33 years old this year. I came at the age of 9 and in '97, and actually it happened to be Winnipeg at the time, but shortly after, my dad moved us to Toronto since he found an assistant pastor role at a Korean Presbyterian church. My dad has been a pastor all my life, basically, and I have been part of his church growing up here in Canada. Toronto, Winnipeg, namely, during my teenage years until I went off to university. So I grew up in Toronto, but more specifically Scarborough, in a very multi-ethnic neighborhood. And I was glad to hear from your elders and Margaret about your church and how you guys are very multi-ethnic and diverse as well. I would feel very much at home in your congregation. And I'm also happy to see that you rent out your church and allow a Filipino church to worship here. And growing up in a Korean immigrant church, I feel indebted to the mainstream churches of Canada opening their doors to us immigrant churches that may not have the finances or the means to have a church of their own, but you graciously allow us use of your church, allow us to cook, and sometimes make it a little bit pungent when you return to your church. But basically, I grew up going to a church where we rented from a United Church in Toronto. So I'm really glad to see that here as well. So I grew up in Scarborough, and at the age of 18, I met God personally, and I will go more into detail about that testimony a little bit during my first message to you. But since then, God has really turned my life around and given me a new trajectory, a new vision, and a new direction. And could have never imagined, but God led me to the Royal Military College in Kingston, which is a military academy for officers in the Canadian Armed Forces. I graduated there in 2010 with a bachelor in mechanical engineering as an Army engineering officer. Ever since, but because my parents were pastoring in Winnipeg at the time when I graduated, I asked if I could be stationed at 17 Wing Winnipeg, and it was granted to me. So from end of 2010 to 2015, I worked on the base as an engineering officer, managing the workshop there that fixed mostly all the vehicles that the military folks use on the base. And during that time, I went on a mission trip to Nicaragua with my home congregation, and shortly after returning that, I felt really called to discern whether or not I'm supposed to be doing something different, but still within the military. So I discerned in 2013 that I believe that God wanted me to become a chaplain in the armed forces and serve the soldiers in a real way to support them. And so from that point on, I had to ask around, I had to network, and I had to keep praying and persevering. And after 4 years of knocking on doors, God really flung open all the administrative doors for me to be accepted into a sponsored program, which allowed me to stay in the military and actually go to a seminary of my choice to do my Master of Divinity so that I can become an ordained minister within the Presbyterian Church, and also do 2 years full-time ministry, after which point they would like me to come back to them as a full-time chaplain for the armed forces. So I'm currently in the middle of that agreement. I finished my second year at Master of Divinity at Presbyterian College in Montreal, and I'm the father of 2 beautiful boys. We call them the Miracle Boys because of the number of losses that we've had before God allowed us those miracles. My youngest son is James. He is 9 months old. He'll be 10 months on the day of this service, July 5th. And also my oldest son, Noah, is 2 years old. He's a toddler. He is very active nowadays. And why I mentioned that is also because Jimmy was born at the beginning of my third final year of my degree. So I decided to take parental leave and take a year of absence from school and just be a father, because I have that privilege and benefit through the military. And during that period, we decided to come here to Winnipeg, which is where I had met my wife during the 5 years that I was staying, and all of our in-laws are here, and so my children would have so many aunts and cousins here, and it's been such a providential time from God for our family, being here during COVID, having the support of family, being able to support one another, whereas in Montreal we would have been isolated and feeling alone. So we're very thankful to be here, and as a result of that, the military has asked me to volunteer my time in a Presbyterian church here in Winnipeg for the summer before I go back to my final year at Presbyterian College. So that is why I'm here. I am very thankful that you are allowing me to run the service for you in July, and I hope that this video and video style worship and introduction is a step towards you getting to know me and me getting to know you somewhat. I do hope that one day, maybe when we come back to Winnipeg again, that I will be able to see you again, or see you for real, and worship together. So thank you very much for the opportunity, and we'll see you at the service.